Yeah, biggest statement I want to make is a statement to the fans. I think that was one of the bigger crowds we've had, even of last year, other than like homecoming and family weekend, and on a Thursday night. That's pretty impressive. And I'm gonna tell you, we did some things where we moved the students down, had the students sitting right behind our bench, and I think they really enjoyed that. I know our team really enjoyed that atmosphere that they kind of created for us, and most of them stayed for an awful long time. So hats off to those guys. It was just it was just a fun environment. Hats off to our administration and some of the changes that they've done here. It's just a really cool atmosphere for everybody. As far as the game goes, biggest thing that I preach to the team in the locker room, man, is the fun is in the winning. I mean, it doesn't matter who the win is, who it's against, how you played, the good things you did, the bad things you did, because, boy, we did a lot of bad things tonight, brother. Did a lot of bad things, but the fun is in the winning. But the winning's in the work, and we got a lot of work to do to improve from week 1 to week 2. But we're going to enjoy this one tonight because our first of our team goals is win the opener, and we did that, so we can check that off the list. So very, very proud.
Talking like that, I mean, saying you did a lot of bad things, what are some of the biggest things that jumped off the page to you?
We gave them 2 extended series off penalties, one on a 4th down, one on a 3rd down. Cannot happen. Ridiculous football. One on a 4th down, get a penalty, extend their drive. One on a 3rd down, get another penalty, extend their drive. That's ridiculous. So we've got to clean that up. Way too many penalties on kickoff, kick 2 out of bounds tonight. Obviously, we had a freshman kicker out there. He's got a humongous leg, but he showed a little bit of freshman in him tonight. But we'll get that cleaned up. Didn't finish drives the way I wanted to offensively. Stalled out in the red zone a pretty good bit a couple of times. Didn't really like that. Did not like the way that we came out defensively on the first drive. And again, I know it's game 1, guys, but I got high expectations for this football team. So we got a lot of things that we need to clean up. I didn't think our energy and our effort was there either for 60 game minutes. I thought there were some lulls, and I thought that I'm gonna tell you. That Pikeville team, now you watch them in that conference, that's a pretty good football team, and they play awfully hard. So hats off to Allen and the job that he's doing with those kids, because they played harder than us tonight. I'm just going to tell you, they played harder than us. So, but to do all of those things and still come out with a win, obviously that gives you a little bit of encouragement.
3 unsportsmanlike penalties. I know that the league and really across the country, that's a big focus right now. One of those penalties you just talked about, we extended a drive, was an unsportsmanlike penalty. How do you plan on addressing that with the team going into Georgia?
You correct it. And that's where you attack it. So you don't hide from it. I mean, you look at the things that you did well, and you try to continue doing those, and you figure out ways to continue to do those and build on those. But more importantly, you look at the things that you didn't do well and you attack them. You don't hide from them. You don't just say, well, maybe we'll get better. It's first game, jitters, that type stuff. We go attack them, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack those things at practice, and we're going to make sure that hustle penalties are okay. You understand what I'm saying? Like hustle foul, hey, man, I'm good. Matter of fact, I would have liked for us to have a lot more hustling fouls tonight. I would have liked for us to pull the trigger and have a lot more hustling fouls. Non-hustle fouls, unsportsmanlike, things like that, uncalled for. So we're going to attack them, and we're going to get them fixed. And those guys, I mean, they knew. I mean, they knew, they knew exactly, as soon as they did it. Shoot, one of them's my position, old Breon. And I told Breon, I said, hey, man, if you're going to do something like that, I know it's your first touchdown pass, or catch, and that's a big moment and all that. But if you're going to go dunk the field goal, if you're 6'7", you at least better make it over the bar. We'll attack it. We'll get it fixed.
Speaking of Breon, did you come into the game having that play in mind, trying to get to him when you're in that situation, and then kind of talk about being able to get him his first touchdown after making this transition from basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I've said all along, you know, he presents some matchup problems and things like that, so we're going to try to expose that best we can. Put him in those situations where he can just, you know, he should never catch a ball underneath his eyebrows. You know, he should never catch a ball underneath his eyebrows. So we're going to continue to look at ways to do that with him and get him involved.
We talked about the league last week as far as him being out for most of the season, not all of it. But then first time you guys touch the ball, Turner takes it back to the house. Talk about that, seeing your special teams and a guy like that step up when you need the guys to step up.
I've said all along, when we made the Honeycutt thing public, I said all along, man, there was a lot of silver linings, and the biggest silver lining was the opportunity that Malik has, to lead this football team now in a completely different way, right off the field. He was our captain tonight. He sat in the stand. He sat there for the whole game with my family tonight. He can't even bend his leg, and I think they put him in an aisle seat or something like that so he could straighten his leg out. Sat there the whole time, was in the locker room afterwards. He was in the locker room at halftime trying to give the boys some encouragement. So, man, what a cool moment for him to kind of be in that role, and he did really well in it. And then also I've said the other silver lining is it's going to allow for other guys to step up in that position, whether it's returner, whether it's the Z position, whatever the case may be. And we did. We had Pig Turner with a big return. We had Jay Bell make some plays tonight, some things like that. So very encouraged with that.
You talked about expectations, and Preston Rice he racked up 170 yards on 20 passes.
Yeah.
20 passes in 31 attempts.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for him going on?
The biggest thing that we were happy with was he played exactly how we thought he was going to play. And that's Coach Coleman just told me that after the game. He said, man, he played exactly how I thought he was going to play. And that's good when you can get into that type of rhythm with a guy. Probably the thing that I'm the most pleased with and impressed with was he took care of the football. 20 of 31, didn't turn it over, and really only made probably one or two poor decisions. Just poor decisions where we're like, but we've known from the get-go we're going to have to live with some of those with him because that's the type of player he is. Sometimes it's bang or bust, and those type of things. But I thought that he did a tremendous job kind of spraying the ball around, getting a lot of people involved, and did his job.
Do you want a guy like Preston running the ball 11 times, or did he just take what he saw?
I want a guy like Preston Rice doing whatever he wants to do to help win this, to help this team win football games, because he will do whatever he has to do to help this football team win games. Doesn't matter whether it's throwing or running. He'll run backwards if you tell him that it'll equal a championship. So.
You guys got 278 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Was that sort of the game plan coming in, or did that just present itself as the game went along?
Just kind of it always presents itself. It's football math with us. We get out there, especially in a game like this. We didn't know a whole lot about them, didn't know personnel, things like that. So it's just hey, take what they give you. If they're light in the box, run it. If they're heavy in the box, throw it. And it's just kind of a series in, series out type thing. So I thought the offensive staff, they did a nice job with that, did a nice job communicating what they were seeing. And we had a lot of different running backs touch the rock. So very pleased with their involvement.